Welcome to this channel once again. My name is Temi, and of course, as you know, I talk about finance, accounting, business taxation, doing business in Africa, wealth management, and asset protection related matters. Today, we are talking about you. Yes, you. What about you? This topic I want to introduce or I want to speak about relates to what you know as SACPA, relates to how you manage the money in your pocket, relates to why some people remain consistently poor, relates to why you earn salary and you spend it before half of the month, or some of you, before the money comes in, it is gone. Relates to why some people, especially those outside Nigeria, are in debt. Relates to everything that affects you as a person, and sometimes your financial life. Come with me as we discuss personal finance. What is personal finance? It's just very simple. It is everything that has to do with how you manage your money and your family's finances. It's every single thing that has to do with how you take care of money, how your interaction with money, your relationship with money, what you use money for. And it covers a number of areas. It covers income, expenses, savings, protection, planning, and retirement. So I will try to, go over some of these concepts, across a cross-section of, books, data, information that I've gathered over time, and my own personal experiences to make this as relatable as possible. Before we dive into how do you take charge of your personal finances, let's take a bit of time to explain what each of those areas that I had mentioned look like. First, income. So income is, how much you make, whether it's from salaries, whether it's from your, business, whether it's from investment that you have made that are giving you money every time. So income is pretty simple. Spending, how you spend money, what you spend money on, what do you do with your money, how do you spend? Planning has to do with budgeting, how you budget for your money, how you plan for your retirement, how you plan for your children, how you plan for your big purchases, whether you want to purchase a home or anything like that. Then there is saving. Saving is, how you take money from your income and keep it somewhere for the future. Investing is putting money in, making money work for you. That's the easiest way to put that. Making your money work for you. That is putting your money into something that would continue to generate returns for you. And then protection. Protection is how you make sure that the money that you have made doesn't go away. When I tell my friends sometimes that my phone, my AirPod, my laptop, my TV, they are all insured, people look at me and like, why? But, these things are there for you to protect yourselves, to protect your assets. Life insurance, health insurance, and so many other related things are there for you to protect yourself. Now, the most important thing in personal finance or building wealth is time. Time is extremely important. The earlier you start, the better. The earlier you take charge of your finances, the better it is. I know, in most of the African families that you find, they don't even discuss money. Some parents feel like money is something you don't discuss with children. They don't discuss money matters with children. They don't talk about money with children. They don't tell children how to make. The only thing they tell us is that when you collect money, go and give it to your mommy. When you collect money, go and put it in this box. When you collect money, don't spend it. Don't buy sweet and biscuits. Nobody explains to us how money works. Nobody explains to us why it is important to invest and the importance of investment. And some of these things, they are not because they don't want us to know. Some of our parents have a bad relationship with money. Some of our parents are spendthrifts. Some of our parents don't know exactly how, to manage money. So they unknowingly transfer these skills to us. Imagine a child that from when he's maybe 5, his parents already have investments for them up to a certain amount, and they continue to increase that amount. And then they tell this child to, do the same. And they tell the child why. Compared with you that, nothing. Even the savings the money you give to your mommy, you are sure by every iota of doubt that momsy no go give you that money again. You are so certain any money that enter momsy's hand, that's the end of it. Right? So these are terrible money habits that many of us have inculcated even as we were young. And it's not problem. Regardless of where you are at right now, whether you are 20, you are 30, 40, 50, even 60, you can turn around your money situation. And these and more are the things we'll be discussing in this series about personal finance. Now, I would go straight into discussing what are the common money mistakes that we make. Yes, so what are the common money mistakes that we make? Number 1 on my list is not planning. A lot of us, myself inclusive, have been in this situation where we just do not plan. We don't make budgets. We don't calculate how much we earn versus how much we spend. We don't know how much we spend on transport. We don't know how much we spend on fuel. We don't know how much we dash Agbero on the road. We don't know how much we spend to do we just don't know. If I ask you how much you spent on data last month, you probably do not know. If I ask you in the year of 2022, what's your biggest expense? Most of us don't know. We don't plan. We don't track. That is the biggest money mistake that anybody can make. We say we will do it, but we never really do it. But I understand. It is really difficult, extremely difficult to be tracking every amount that you spend. But there are ways you can manage it. At least, first of all, think prospectively, right? Because the first point of getting your finance in order is actually to plan. My salary now 100K. Come what may, I will not be giving family more than 10K. Let it be like that. If somebody cries their neck in your head and say, oh, I will die tomorrow if you don't give me money, you already know that the maximum you can give out in that month is 10K. So if you don't give one person 10K, you cannot give anybody again. I'm a culprit of this. Once somebody cries, so far my account balance is not zero or negative. So far there is money in my account. Before, I will take it. No matter what the situation is, I will give. Something they didn't even call me, I just ate. I would give. But, since, you start planning finances, you just find out that things become better when you plan. Plan for the food you will eat, the grocery you will shop. Somebody say, money will not day enough. How we go even plan themselves? I say, are you sure? See, when you were earning 30K, the money no day enough. I be day enough. But you dey survive. You get as you dey survive. There was a way you were living. Now you are earning 50K. Still, the money is not enough. But if there was no 50K when you were still earning 30K, it means there's this 20K extra that you could use for other things. You could save, you could invest, you could plan. Your rent is a particular amount. You could plan. The next thing that people do, another common money mistake, apart from not planning, is living above their means. Oh, especially in this Lagos or Abuja. We want to show. We want to be like, oh, we are this, we are that. So we live in houses that are way worth more than we earn. For example, you are earning 100K a month. Your annual income is 1.2 million, right? And you are living in a house of 600,000. That's 50%. It means that every day that you go to work, you are spending half your time working for your landlord. Ask yourself, does that make sense? So a lot of us live above our means. You know that the car you can afford is a, 2 million naira car based on how much you think. But your friends are all driving Benz. So you must drive your own, what? You must drive your own CLA, you must drive your own this one. And then you borrow money. And then you buy a car of 10 million, 5 million. When in the real sense, what you should be buying is a car of 2 million. And the truth about finance is this. If you live your future now, you will live your now in the future. That's just the simple rule. So plan now. Save now. Cut your coats according to your clothes now. So that in the future, you can have the money and finance to do all the other things you want to do. Another very, common money mistake is overspending. Oh my God, people overspend. You overspend in so many areas. There was a time I used to overspend on dole outs. They greet you at the bus stop, how far? And then you don't carry 1K, give them. Tomorrow you carry 2. If in fact your friends will be there and say, just give them now, anything, or any small thing, just give them. Yes, I understand you need to give them. But plan it. It is very important. I discovered in a particular month, in 2022, that the total money that I gave out to people was around 35K. And I'm like, 35K? How? How did I get to giving out 35K in a month? How much is my salary? That I'm giving out a whole 35K just... And it's not like it's very important because once they just shout to like this, I don't want them to harass me. I just carry 500, give this one. 1K here, 10K there. Your whole salary in a month is 200K and you're giving out 35K to people. You are giving out that much money. 35K is literally over 15% of a 200K salary. So we need to be aware of these kind of things and we should attempt not to overspend. So planning would help you not overspend. Another important thing is buying on credit or collecting heavy duty loans. I call them heavy duty loans because you people pay a lot of interest. All these loan sharks around, borrow 10K, pay back 12K. To you, is a good deal. But do you know what that is? You borrow 10K, pay back 12K at the end of 1 month, and you are happy. You're like, it's just 2K, it's just 2K. Do you know what that means? It means that if you borrow 1 billion, you will pay 200 million in interest in 1 month. It means that in a year, on that your 10K, just think about it. In a year, on that your 10K, you would pay 2K times 12. If you were to leave that money for a whole year, you would pay 2K in 12 places. That means you are collecting 10,000 and you are paying back extra 24,000 naira. Yes, I understand because you have paid it off, it doesn't seem like a lot. But it is, if you annualize it, when they give you interest rates, annualize it. Because when you also want to invest money, is there truly any investment that you will put 10,000 naira in and at the end of the year, they'll give you 34,000 naira if it's no MMM? There's none. There's really no sustainable investment that you will put your money in and they will promise you 240% in interest at the end of every year. So why are you going to spend 240% equivalent just because you are paying it in 1 month and it looks like small money? A lot of these things, I'm sorry to, call out certain names. I will not mention company names specifically, but some of you use some companies to buy phones. They will say it is just come and buy the phone. But if you think about it, in the real sense of it, the amount you are paying in 1 year is literally 2 times the price of that phone. Why not just take that money and spend it on a smaller phone that you can afford? Or wait the time, save up, or at least find a company that does a reasonable loan plan if you have to borrow at all. And I really like this company, what they're doing. And that's why I would mention their names. This is not a paid advertisement or anything, but I would mention their name. CDCare has a very, very good plan for those that need to maybe buy things on credit, and they make it really, really simple. The rates are not exorbitant. In fact, sometimes they are equivalent to market rates and all of that. So either find better plans or just don't borrow at all. Because when you start paying exorbitant amounts on loans that you should not pay anything on, then you begin to shoot yourself in the leg. And somebody will ask me, so how much is the ideal interest that I should be paying if I collected loan of 10,000 naira for 1 month? Should I tell you the truth? The truth of the matter is that you should not be paying more than 10,200. If you pay 10,000, because if you look at the economy, what can you get in return? By the time you are paying more than 10,500 for 10,000 naira loan in 1 month, you're already paying too much. Right? So it's important to not buy things on credit, or at least be aware. Another common money mistake that people make is they delay saving for retirement. How many of us are actually consistently saving money towards our retirement and saying, okay, you see these savings, it's for our retirement? Even those of us that claim to save, many of us save for the end of the year. Yes, I caught you there. For the end of the year, you would save money from January to December, collect the money in December, blow it, finish. Does that sound like your story? A lot of us, I used to do this a lot of the time. I'll just save money for, let's say, I'll save money for 4 things. I'll save for rent, I'll save for December, I'll save for my family, I'll save for my education. That's all. By the time for rent comes, I will collect the savings of rent, pay for rent. By the time it's December, I spend all the money in my regular savings. By the time it's time to sort out family issues, I save for that and everything else. That's how I used to save. But I got to learn that saving for retirement starts today. Saving for retirement starts today. You don't start saving for retirement, Imagine if you have it in mind to retire at 50. If you are 40, it means you only have 10 years to invest for your retirement. Which means that, let's imagine you want to, God forbid, people don't like to talk about debts, especially in this part of Africa. But if you want to retire at 50 and you hope to die at 80, for example, it means you are 40 now, you have just 10 years to save for the money you will spend in the next 30 years. Or at least invest in things that will give you money for the next 30 years. Let me put it this way. All the time you have in your life to work, you are working to be able to make sure that you have money to spend when you stop working. Are you saving for that time? Are you saving for the time when you would stop working? Most of us don't. We don't save for our retirement. We don't plan it. We don't even think about it. And that's why pension plans are good for those that work in corporate organizations. When they pay your pension, they're literally saving for your future. How many people know that apart from the money your company is paying into your pension account, personally, you can actually take money and add to your pension account monthly. I understand, yes, the rates may not be very good, but at least it is something. And if that is not enough, you can begin to make plans about, owning properties, having things that would generate income for you, so that when you get to that point, you can have something that sustains you. This is a very interesting fact. Most celebrities, and I think the NBA players in the US, for example, 70% of them go bankrupt 2 years after they retire from active playing. Imagine somebody that is an NBA player, is making a lot of money, really, really rich, really, really rich. Then suddenly retires, and 2 years after goes bankrupt. Why? Planning, not planning. That's usually the difference between people that make it and people that don't, especially financially. So, other common money mistakes that people make: making emotional money decisions. Somebody's family member died. Somebody is doing wedding. The ashwebi is 80K. Somebody is doing graduation. Yes, I understand. I want to be there. You want, oh my God, they did this for me. But if you cannot afford it, you cannot afford it. As they say, if it didn't day, it didn't day. Like, if you don't have the money, you don't have it. You can't kill yourself. They will say, oh, they are contributing to build church because you are so emotional about it. It's not like a spiritual instruction. Holy Spirit didn't send you. But you, because you are so emotional about your pastor or your church, or mommy wants to travel, mommy, pastor's wife, wants to travel to the UK, to Jerusalem, let's contribute money as good women. Pack all your money, all of you. You can't afford it. I'm not saying don't give, but you have to make sure that you are giving with there are exceptions, of course. There are situations where, the Holy Spirit instructs you to give all that you have, like we've seen in the Bible, yes, or in the Quran. There are those. But if it is not that, please try as much as possible not to make emotional money decisions. Another thing is greed. Hey, Nigerians, with all the things they've shown us, from MMM to GMV to so many different plans, bring your money. Yoruba people will say Sogundogoji. You go 1 turn 2 to 20. You want turn 20 to 40. You want turn bring 100 naira, collect 1,000 naira. All of you will carry your money, put there. It is usually not it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. I've gotten my hand burnt in some of these plans before. I've tried, right? But if you don't know, don't do. Which takes me to the next money mistake: no research. Because somebody just comes and tells you, oh, this thing is like this, don't worry, blah, 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 blah. You put your money. No research. Like certain people would say, don't put your money in things that you don't understand. Particularly if you are not using a financial advisor or you are not using an investment manager, somebody that is an expert. Don't put your money in things you don't understand. Then finally, or second to the last, taking too much risk. A lot of us take too many money risk. We don't know our risk profile, so we don't even know what is too much, right? You take all the earnings that you have, all your money, you go and put it in one particular, even in regular investment world, they ask you to diversify. Don't only put your money in stocks, put it in stock, put it in bonds, put it in so many different things. You carry all your money, you go and put it in somebody's hand, or you put it in real estate, or you put it in this thing. Then the last money mistake, common money mistake that I want to talk about is focusing too much on money. It is a mistake in itself for us to focus too much on money. What I expect, what is ideal, is that you focus, not that you are lackadaisical about money, be aware, but don't focus too much on money that everything becomes about money. focus on value. Focus on living happily, but not at the expense of your money management, not at the expense of your future. People think that money is happiness. It is not. It is so many other different things put together. Money can aid it, of course, but you should not focus too much on money. Focus on value, because 90% of the time, money flows in the direction of value. So if value is in Ojota, money will flow there. If value is in the UK, money will flow there. Anywhere value is, money typically looks for it. So focus on value. Focus on living a good life while thinking about your financial future. Thank you for watching this episode. I think we've come, to an interesting place to stop in the introduction of personal finance. Please remember to subscribe, like this video, turn on the notification bell, share with your friends, share with your family, and then we'll see you next time. Thank you.